Hi everyone, it's Jaymie here, your soulful intuitive coach and healer. I work with wildly untraditional, multi-passionate women to design your audacious dreams. I'm also an empath, and I've been asked a lot how I've been able to balance and manage my energy, because this is something that I had to learn at an early age. As a way to protect my energy, I actually ran away from home when I was 12, which, as you can imagine, wasn't just frightening, but it wasn't really the solution that was ultimately going to help me. Because as an empath, if you remove yourself from one situation that's triggering you, you're going to be placed in another situation where the same issues that showed up in the original environment is just going to be recreated, right? And I just knew, running away from home when you're 12, that's a really extreme thing to do. I can't just keep doing that same practice over and over. It's not sustainable. And so over the years, I started to learn how to do what I call transmuting energy. And this is when I essentially reinvent the energy that I'm experiencing and that I'm feeling from within myself and from the people around me. This has allowed me to really be understanding and accepting of where other people are without feeling threatened, without getting defensive, blocked, or resistant to what other people are feeling and experiencing. Because whether we're receptive, whether we agree with what others are going through, everyone has their process, and it's so important to give people that permission. And yet it's also important for us to have our boundaries of what feels aligned to us, right? And so this was the way that I really balanced and navigated between these two realms, is by knowing and creating this process for me that allowed me to accept what other people were going through so that it doesn't affect me in a disempowering way, really helped to strengthen my energetic standards and boundaries. And this has been something that has helped me and shaped me so much. In fact, so much so that I actually didn't resonate with the idea of being an empath for so long, because I didn't react the way a lot of other empaths do. I don't hang on to energy. Sorry about that. And so as my big thing was, I was like, well, I'm not an empath because I don't hang on to other people's energy, and I transmute it. The thing about being an empath is that if you resist it, then it's going to funnel through in a different way. So for me personally, I'm a feeling empath, I'm a claircognizant empath, an intuitive empath, a physical empath. Now, a lot of these are really interchangeable, and so I don't really adhere to a lot of them, but I think it's important to kind of get some idea of where you are and just sort of have that level of identification, not to the point that it hinders you and you over-identify with it, but to provide you with that clarity and that sense of understanding and belonging. And what really helped me out with that is, for so long of my life, I actually kind of suppressed the feeling empath part of me, and it actually has been transmitted to claircognizant empath. And this is just a sense of knowingness. It feels very fact-based. And I've actually learned how to play within these different elements, because when I'm helping clients, knowing something doesn't help me as much as feeling it and really understanding what my clients are going through in the way that they're going through it, right? But there's a way to really, I like to call it, play with it. It's feelings and energies are very pliable. And really taking advantage of that is so absolutely phenomenal, because empaths are the most powerful manifestors, because we feel and connect to things so deeply. And so it's easy to kind of get confused and get sort of like in this internal sparring with what's going on inside of us, and to get pulled into different direction. But here's the thing that I want to remind you all is, whenever you're feeling drained, whenever you're being pulled in different directions, this is an internal imbalance. It's an internal experience. It's an internal process with an internal solution. You are absolutely empowered to be able to resolve this on your own. You don't need the support and cooperation of other people. Although I'll tell you that once you set that standard for yourself, you actually do get the support of other people, because you are literally creating a template for other people. And when you set that standard, you're inviting other people to set that standard for themselves. The common thing with empath is that we're either overdoing things because we feel like we have to give more, because as empaths, we're givers by nature. And in fact, our soul is going to feel really stagnant if we aren't giving. And so it's something that we should do. It's just a matter of being mindful and selective in how we use this generous energy so that it's to everyone's benefit. We want to avoid any codependent imbalances that take place, but really invite others into this joy of giving, which is so amazing, and inviting other people to give as well. And then that shifts people out of taking so much, and it really creates this altruistic harmony for people, right? Some of the other things that show up is a lot of empaths feel like they have to do everything for other people, and that's not true. The thing is, we want our desired results, but we live in an abundant world. There are many ways, many different opportunities to achieve the things that we want. And when we aren't limiting that flow by saying, I'm the only way that it has to surge through, we're actually creating more abundance, more opportunities, and it's just such a fun and spontaneous process. I mean, think about a lot of the different light bulb moments. You're surprised, it's familiar, and it's, for me anyways, there's this sense of familiarity, like I'm reconnecting with the universe, but it's also surprising in a delightful sort of a way. And so really getting into that space is absolutely phenomenal. And it's something that empaths can do. And the more you do this, the more you realize and recognize your own strength, and so do other people. And I think that this is so important for empaths, because one of the biggest things that I've noticed with empaths is that so many people see themselves as weak. And that's just such a distortion of reality. You need to rest more from time to time, again, if you're not managing your energy, because you are so powerful. Okay, think of Arnold Schwarzenegger or The Rock, when they're at their prime, and let's just say they lifted a car over their head, right? They're going to be really exhausted. They might be like, you know what, Jaymie, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a nap. I'm going to rest. I don't want to run that marathon with you anymore. That doesn't mean that they're weak. They just lifted a car over their heads. And that's the thing with empaths, is that you have to be in alignment and see yourself for who you truly are. When you're taking on more as humans, we're allowed to take breaks. We're allowed to rest. And the more you connect with yourself, the more you deepen your connection with who you are, where you are in your body, and really center yourself, that's when you're going to get these deeper awarenesses, which is so absolutely huge. And it really resolves this tendency to feel like other people are draining us, because the truth is, other people aren't draining us. If other people are draining us, it's because our energy is outside of ourselves. This is why I'm personally not a fan of that belief of protect your energy, protect your energy. I feel like it creates this danger consciousness, and sometimes we do need to protect our energy because danger is real. But I feel like it's so overused the way antibiotics are overused. There's a place and a benefit behind it, but it shouldn't be used for everything. Mm-hmm. And so that's one facet of it. And then the other part is to say protect your energy. If we create a white bubble around us to protect our energy, right? But our energy is physically outside of us. Imagine it say you're sitting inside your home, right? Versus being outside and you're around the corner. Say you just astral traveled out of your body and you're now physically outside. You're going to know more of what's going on outside than you are in where you physically are in your home. And that's what happens with a lot of empaths, is that your energy is outside of yourself, and so you feel that more deeply. Because what we feel and connect deeply as empaths to whatever our energy is directed towards. So when you direct your energy to feeling empowered, to feeling centered, to prioritizing the things that you want, creating that that standard for yourself that includes all of the people that you care for, that are being taken care of, that are self-sustaining, independent, and getting that support in an altruistic way that is soul enlivening for everyone, that's in total harmony, you're going to be able to make that happen more rapidly than the average person because you feel and connect to everything deeply. So when you manifest things, that's literally potently supercharged. It is so absolutely phenomenal. It's something that I love doing. It's something that I love sharing with my clients. And it's something that so many people have gotten a lot out of, which is why I created a program. It's called Transmuting Alchemy. It is an 8-week program. It's for essentially an empath's blueprint on how to balance, navigate, and redirect your energy. It's for a highly selective group of 3 to 5 women because I really want to maintain the energetic integrity of so many of us amazing, potent, powerful beings that we are. We're going to get on group calls, and then we're going to have implementation weeks in between so that you get a chance to experiment and play with the sacred lessons that we're going to get out of it. And this is so absolutely huge because as a nonconformist myself, a lot of these standardized recommendations for people never really worked for me, and I couldn't figure out why. And the thing is, everyone has their unique success compass. So what I'm going to do is provide you guys with what's worked for me and also tune into your energy. I'm highly psychic, and each person is probably going to tweak it to what works for them. And that's why these implementation programs are so absolutely phenomenal. Because as an empath, we have a tendency to kind of get into one zone, and it's really important for us to balance and distribute our energy in a way that's really going to maintain our desired results. This is something that I absolutely love doing, especially in a group setting that really inspires and encourages accountability. It's something that I can just keep going on about it, but honestly, I'm just going to be really repetitive. So I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. Right now, I'm having an early bird special for it, and I'm going to be having this until Wednesday. It's going to be a one-time payment for $497, and you get an early bonus special of getting on a one-on-one 60-minute call with me, where we're going to go over your unique blueprint. This is something that makes it great once you're in the program so that you're really able to kind of have that clarifying map, so to speak. Okay, if this resonates with you, please go ahead and reach out to me if you have any questions. After Wednesday, the special is going to be $697. So jump on the $200 off special. It's such an amazing opportunity. Thanks so much, you guys. Bye.